So, in order to study the implications of the LangChain announcement, we are going to use our approach of dividing the screen in these two parts. So what you will see here is the presentation you can download and also the notebook with detailed information. So the first thing you have here in the notebook is a link to the LangChain announcement. So here you have it. This is the article in the blog that LangChain publishes on February the 15th, announcing these two things: the general availability of LangSmith and the Series A investment led by Sequoia Capital. So what are they saying here and why this is so important in our opinion? So first, we told you so. So if you remember in our online bootcamp, when in February 2024, we launched the first online bootcamp on generative AI and LLM app development worldwide, we told you that this field was still in a very early stage and that you should expect a lot of changes in the coming months and years. And a few days later, we had one of these significant changes. So what did LangChain said in this February announcement? So the first thing is that LangSmith, the LLM Ops platform by LangChain, goes from beta to production. They have been improving this platform using users' feedback since July 2023, and they have been investing in infrastructure. So this is very important because if you remember, when we initially talked about LangSmith in our bootcamp, we told you this is still in beta, it seems promising, we don't know what is going to happen with it. Okay, now we know that it is going more and more solid, okay? This is a very important step from the team in LangChain announcing the general availability of LangSmith. If you remember, before this step, you had to use a waiting list, in order to try LangSmith, etc., right? So we are going to see what are the changes apart from this one. But in this announcement, LangChain said two other very important things, in our opinion. First, the 25 million Series A investment led by Sequoia Capital in LangChain. This, of course, talks about the future and the resources of LangChain. And third, the description of the full professional LLM app development cycle and the role of LangSmith through it all. So in this announcement, in order to present us what LangSmith does, LangChain is sharing the conclusions they got from almost 1 year studying LLM app development teams working in their LangSmith platform. So this is extremely valuable information for us because they are talking about professional LLM applications. So this is going to be super interesting for us in order to understand, in order to learn what are not just the steps in the development cycle and operations cycle, LLM ops cycles, but also the challenges you are going to find in this cycle, and also how to solve these challenges, in this case with the help of LangSmith. So this is extremely important. The two implications, in our opinion, from this LangChain announcement are, first, the business model of LangChain seems more clear. If you remember before, we didn't know how LangChain was going to make money. Now we know. because when they announced the LangSmith general availability, they also announced a subscription-based model. So this is a way to monetize a business. We are starting to understand this, and this is very important for the future of LangChain. And for us, it's very important because it tells us about the stability of this framework. So this framework is here to stay. Second thing, the stability and the future of LangChain are also more clear. Okay, so this announcement says much more about LangChain than it seems at first glance. Okay, so this is extremely important. In this article, LangChain describes the full professional LLM app production cycle and how to use LangSmith through it all. So you will see that LangChain is describing a process, a cycle, that is the one we have drawn in these slides. In the previous presentation, you had this cycle in 3 different colors. You are going to see this a lot in this blog because we are going to talk about it a lot. So in summary, they are describing 3 main phases: prototyping, beta testing, and production, which is not new for us because these are very common in app development, but we wanted to know how this applies in LLM app development, especially in professional LLM app development. So LangChain has done a great job telling us what they are seeing in these beta users using LangChain during the first months in the life of LangSmith. Okay, so regarding the prototyping phase, we know that this is the phase where we develop the first prototype of the application. And we are going to see how we can use LangSmith in order to solve the challenges we are facing on each in this phase. This is going to be the next lesson for us. For now, I only want to tell you about these 3 phases of the LLM app development production cycle. Prototyping, when we develop the first prototype of our application. Beta testing, when we test our prototype with real users and get their feedback to make improvements. And production, when we monitor the performance of our application and keep improving it. So next, we are going to see the challenges the LangChain team has found in each of these stages. The main challenges they have found LLM application development teams are finding on each of these stages. First, we are going to see the main challenges, and then we will see how to solve these challenges using LangSmith. And finally, we will see LangSmith at work solving these particular problems with real applications.